proton jet kids. So, been fortunate enough to become friends with a number of folks in that movie.
And what was the Machu Picchu thing? Was there something like that?
Oh, yeah, one of the places I've wanted to visit for a long time, and someone reached out to me recently and said, hey, would you like to come and lead a week-long retreat in the sacred valley in Peru? I was like, why, yes, I would. I get to go to Machu Picchu and do the work that I love? Absolutely.
So you haven't done it yet, it's coming up.
That's coming up next year.
So here's your assistance on the bread. If it's your wife, who's your wife's assistance on this?
What's that, Danny?
Okay, everybody heard that, right? Oh my gosh, that's one of the places I've always wanted to go. And people say, well, you better go, well, you're young enough to climb up that. So apparently you climb up it.
Yeah. There's a 4-day hike, 4 days of training. I understand the highest building with the biggest. One of our friends I was trying to move a day said, oh yeah, we did the 4-day hike, but that was 20 years ago. I wouldn't do it again. So my wife said, oh, I'm very happy with the big stuff.
Every time the most you can go, this is 4 days. Well, it's been really good talking with you. Thanks so much for showing me some things before the show and setting me up and been doing it here too.
Fired.
Things to say?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on the show. Thanks to Coach for allowing me to come on and share this. And thank you to everyone who's listening and being willing to be open to this, because it really is a profound way to, ultimately, as we tap on, feel out here and breathe more love. And if you can love yourself a whole lot more, it's good for you and it's good for everybody else. So please and thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. That's Brad Yates. Tapwithbrad.com, also YouTube. And it was nice. Nice guy, funny guy, and does some great work as well. Tons. He's got a huge following. Connie Willis here, another person that's got a big following. MK Davis coming up for you next year on Coast to Coast AM.
The Delta variant is making COVID-19 spread faster and more easily. Variants can be more contagious, aggressive, and deadly. But we know vaccines work. Vaccinated Californians have greater protection against serious illness, hospitalization, and death. We can help stop the spread and end this pandemic. Get vaccinated and wear a mask when it can protect you and others. Find a vaccine near you at myterm.ca.gov. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions, and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
And AMCO offers payment plan options for almost any credit situation. So it's easier than ever to fix it fast and pay it off slow. That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
Not just stimulating talk, it's more.
911 system is totally broken. You called, you're on hold. You get a recording saying the first available operator will get to you. People call 911 and they ask for recipes for cornbread. And what's even worse, the 911 operator Bill Handle is the student. Mornings from 6 to 10 on KFI. And we're going to give Shannon an alcohol test.
No, we're not.
Gary Shannon will
We're going to give you an emotions test if that's the lane we're driving in. Find out where those are hiding.
behind your bottle of Chardonnay.
Ouch. Sharpest knife.
Gary and Shannon. Sharpest knives left.
We saved the sharpest knife.
Oh, that's right. Weekdays at 10 a.m. on KFI. I just had a visual of the wall being constructed across the United States and a couple of champion pole vaulters make it into the United States. Proof positive. We need a wall that's not 30 feet high. We need a wall that's 60 feet high. And then you have the circus guy being shot out of a cannon. Bill Handle. Mornings from 6 to 10 on KFI.
I learn something new from you guys every day.
For all you people who think you don't learn something from this show every day,
You're wrong.
You're absolutely wrong. Gary and Shannon. Weekdays at 10 a.m. on KFI.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County. Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Weapons ban. I'm Brian Berman from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. The Rookie has banned live weapons on its set following the shooting accident on a movie set in New Mexico. Cinematographer Helena Hutchins was shot by Alec Baldwin with a prop gun. Baldwin had been told by a crew member that the gun was safe to use. The Rookie's showrunner, Alexi Hawley, told ABC executives the live guns are being ditched because any risk is too much risk. He added that there's zero reason to use live rounds. Angela Whiting, a prop expert who works on Grey's Anatomy, tells the John and Ken Show there are several precautions that go into having a prop gun on the set of a production.
Generally speaking, there's a number of safety meetings that transpire around the action, use, ammunition, timing. There's rehearsals where, the action is set up and rehearsed with rubber guns or, substitute items.
Whiting says prop guns normally use an empty cartridge to create the effect of a real gun. The CDC says the approval of COVID-19 vaccine booster shots hasn't changed what it means to be fully vaccinated.
Right now, we don't have booster eligibility for all people currently, so we have not yet changed the definition of fully vaccinated.
The CDC director, Dr. Rochelle Walensky, says the definition could be updated in the future. Moderna and Johnson & Johnson joined Pfizer on the list of federally approved COVID vaccine booster shots this week. Household items like toilet paper and pasta aren't the only things in short supply in the U.S.
Supply chain issues have led to a nationwide drug shortage. The American Medical Association calls it an urgent public health crisis that threatens patient care and safety. 115 drugs have been listed as in short supply nationally by the FDA. 3 of the top drugs getting harder to find are used for chemotherapy, heart conditions, and antibiotics. The University of Virginia's Medical Center says it's running so short on an anti-inflammatory drug, it's had to make the tough decision to save the drug for chemo patients and deny it to COVID patients. Amy King, KFI News.
No trespassing signs have been posted outside the home of Brian Laundrie's family as media crews continue to stake out the property. Laundrie's body was found this week, a month after his fiance's body was found in Wyoming. She never returned from a cross-country road trip with Laundrie. Police say Laundrie is the only person of interest in her death. SoCal weather from KFI. Low clouds and fog in the morning, then partly cloudy by the afternoon. Low to mid-60s at the beaches, mid-60s to low 70s in Metro LA and OC, mid-60s to low 70s in the inland valleys, and upper 60s to mid-70s in the Inland Empire. It's going to be a rainy one on Monday. Right now it's 57 degrees in Encino, 58 in Santa Monica, 61 in Brea, and 58 in Irvine. We lead local from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Brian Berman.
Contractor license 1047-781. Hey, Kenny Winnie, what Rick told us is pretty cool. It's Ken. You know it's Ken. I need to hear you say Ken. Rick runs Gettle Academy, where we train plumbers and AC techs. Rick told me something that made me so happy I had to wipe tears off my cheeks. A student said, I knew working at Gettle was going to be a great opportunity, but I didn't know it was going to change my life. That's what it's all about, Wacky Zacky. When you work at Gettle, you know you matter. You know you're making a difference. Your customers and your coworkers love to see you coming, and they miss you when you're gone. Other companies expect you to upsell the customer, but Gettle techs have only one job. Make the customer happy. They call us and trust us to fix their problem. Ken sits down with all the new people once a month and talks about the future, and answers all their questions, and learns all their names. I sit down with everybody once a month just to hear what's on their mind. Come to work for Gettle. GOE-TCL. You'll be happier than you've ever been.
Hey y'all, Dean Sharp. Blackouts have become a regular part of life here in California. As disruptive as they are, they're not just an inconvenience. A loss of power to your home can threaten your health or your safety. A loss of power to your business means loss of revenue. And whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, blackouts are the problem. The solution is Duffy Power. Duffy is Southern California's emergency power expert. Not only does Duffy protect private homes, but their stellar reputation comes from keeping Southern California business operations running through emergencies, planned outages, scheduled maintenance, and electric-heavy special events. Duffy is there 24/7, 365. Repairs, emergency rentals, unrivaled commercial maintenance services, all to guarantee power is there when you need it. Power outages are here to stay, but fortunately, so is Duffy Power. To protect your home or business from the next power outage and all ones after that, go to DuffyPower.com. That's DuffyPower.com.
42 million Americans struggle with hunger, yet 35% of the food in this country is wasted. Those aren't just numbers, they're our neighbors, your daughter's friends from school, the family of 4 next door. The Kroger Company's Zero Hunger, Zero Waste Foundation is committed
to making fresh food accessible to all by ensuring it never goes to waste. Together, we can help end hunger. Learn more at ZeroHungerZeroWasteFoundation.org.
Zero-Res cleans carpet without crunchy residue. Only Zero-Res electrolyzes water to create a powerful alkaline cleaning solution that's so pure you can drink it. Softer, healthier,
It's not bad, it's good.
without residue, so they stay cleaner longer. You've got to love it, we guarantee. Fast drying, no recurring stains, and now more affordable than ever. 3 areas carpet or 2 areas tile for only $159. Go to ZeroSocal.com. That's ZeroSocal.com. Go to ZeroSocal.com. That's ZeroSocal.com.
What punishment would you exact on an 8- and 5-year-old who disobeyed you?
No more playing in the woods. They'll play in the house on an iPad. That's what they'll do. You want nature? No. You don't get any nature.
There's an app for that.
Jerry and Shannon.
Yeah.
Weekdays at 10 a.m. on KFI.
The Pink Floyd exhibition, Their Mortal Remains. Open now through January 9th. Visit pinkfloyd.com for tickets.
KFI, AM 640.
From coast to coast and worldwide on the internet, this is Coast to Coast AM. Now, here's your guest host, Connie Willis.
She was blinded by the light. Oh, I'm just singing away over here. I think I should talk to you. Oops, Coast to Coast AM. That's who you're listening to. Connie Willis here, singing along. Paranormal dates. Don't forget about that if you are single and you want to talk about the stuff that we talk about here on Coast to Coast AM. Because you know what? It's really difficult if you go through life and this is the stuff you want to talk about and you meet people that don't want to talk about it because it just does not work. I mean, how many times have you guys honestly known couples to break up because somebody wants to go ghost hunting every weekend or Bigfooting or go up and look at, go to a study and look up in the sky and the other person is like, this is nuts, it's crazy, and that's all y'all all talk about. It is true. It is absolutely true. And so that's what's great about George Norrie and a buddy putting together Paranormal Dates. And that is it's a dating app for those of us that want to talk about these types of things that are single. All right, don't forget, that are single. And we've even got Paranormal Date for seniors. We've even got Conspiracy Date because that is, its own little world as well. Well, listen up. It's free to sign up. And you can use a code if you want to go a little further. It's a discount code. It's going to give you a significant amount off. George. That'll be the code, George. And by the way, available in Canada as well, okay? Because we know you're listening out there. So it's paranormal date, and guess what? Over 100,000 members. So don't think, oh, there's only 60 people in there. Not at all. Over 100,000 members. It's very successful. Check it out. You are not alone. Either go to paranormaldate.com, or if you can't remember that, you can always remember to go to our site, and that's coasttocoastam.com.
Guys, waking up over and over to pee is not okay. But now, you can reduce those nighttime bathroom trips with the ingredients in Super Beta Prostate P3 Advanced. We're talking about less urges to pee at night, less bathroom trips during the day, and better bladder emptying. That's why Super Beta Prostate is the #1 prostate supplement recommended by urologists. You can try a full 30-day bottle free. Just pay shipping and handling. No strings attached and no commitments to buy. This is a 30-day supply, absolutely free. Call 1-800-483-6019. Super Beta Prostate is the best-selling brand in major retailers like Walmart. But for this no strings attached free bottle, you must call now. Call 1-800-483-6019. Don't miss out on this unprecedented free offer. 1-800-483-6019. 1-800-483-6019. With confusion around vaccinations, masks, and public screenings, it's important to know the symptoms of COVID and its variants. Fever is the leading sign, so make sure you use an accurate thermometer for your family. Only the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer has been proven accurate, with more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers have no clinical evidence behind them and cannot be relied on. Be vigilant and be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
First date, second date, 333rd date. Whatever the number, when the moment comes, you need to be ready. Roman ready. Being Roman ready means you have the confidence and the control to perform when the moment comes. Go to GetRoman.com/mountain and connect with a U.S. licensed healthcare professional. If appropriate, they can prescribe ED treatment to help you be Roman ready. Visit today, and if you prescribe, get $15 off your first month of ED treatment.
With stations all over the U.S., North America, Puerto Rico, Guam, and by satellite, we are Coast to Coast AM. Connie Willis here. Just got a tweet from a police officer outside of the Chicago area that said, hey, my app is not working very well, but I heard you've been listening to you on Sirius XM. So isn't that cool? We're all over. I love that. I love that. So Connie Willis here. Catch me at ConnieWillis.com. A lot of you guys asking me about my show, different shows. They're just different shows. It's a lot of fun. It's live. It's all I've ever done is live. It's all live investigation. Go take a listen to it. If you like all the things you hear here on Coast, you're going to like what I do. It's fun. I get out there for real, boots on the ground, and take you with me. It's fun. You've heard me on some of the Where's Willis's when I'm out there. It's always fun to do. And just go to ConnieWillis.com and then, sign up for the newsletter and you're set, right? Then you'll get all the information. Just remember ConnieWillis.com. Go there and then you'll learn all about it from there. And I appreciate it too. Yes, I speak. Yes, I do all those other things. Yes, and audiobooks is great. By the way, that is something, if you're a broadcaster, there's certain things you always wish for. One of them, you want to be an animated, this is for the most part, you want to be an animated cartoon. You want to do that voice. And usually broadcasters, we have a good chance of it until, everybody started pulling in everybody from Hollywood. Then you're like, oh man, you can't beat that. But, that's always broadcasters' wish to be the voice of a cartoon, But the other one is to do audiobooks. And it's great that some of you guys have said, hey, I'm doing, mine on UFOs or this or that or whatever it is. And you call me to voice it. That's really nice. Thanks. That's a compliment. You don't even know how big that is to people like me. We're like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Thank you for recognizing that. That's cool. Anyway, thank you very much for that. You guys are very sweet. It's been 7 years, October 19th, being here on Coast, and I'm very thankful for the entire team that has been a part of it with me, because I came in, they're all here. I guess a couple new people along the way, but it's just, come on, there's no words for it. This is the best station on the planet, and I want to thank the entire team at Coast to Coast, all of them. And George Norrie, thank you for letting me continue to be your little teammate on the weekends and stuff. I appreciate it, and I look forward to the next Where's Willis, and you guys is going to be on Friday night with the Ghost to Ghost, and then Lisa Gar's on after that on Saturday, then I'll be on Halloween night, and 7 years. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Now, recently, I got to meet someone through another friend, and I kept hearing this guy's name over and over and over again a long time ago, and I couldn't remember, why do I know this guy's name? Why do I know this guy's name? I know him. Did I actually know him? Did I work with him? Because when you do a lot of work in TV and radio, it's a little project, right? It's a little project, and then it's over, and then another project, and it's over, and it's just constantly like that. So you go, all right, was it a project? Did I know them? It's the way it is. It's the way it is. And so at one point, I finally realized we knew the same people from down south that were Bigfooters. And that was it. They were talking about him a lot, and that's how I knew his name. So I didn't know how to connect him, and then when I met him and he did some stuff on my show, it was called The Davis Report, and The Davis Report has all sorts of neat types of events out there in the world where he has taken that film or the photography of some sort, looked at it a little closer, did some different things to, accentuate stuff, or just to, get the rest of the story, I guess, kind of like that. And all sorts of different things. So most of you know him with his, it's like in-depth photo journalism, basically. Most people know him because he analyzed the Patterson-Gimlin film. But he's also, and when you see it stabilized, looking really good, that's what he did. And it's beautiful. I use the GIF. I use the GIF or GIF, whatever you want to call it, in my stuff all the time. In fact, the other day I said, hey, I use this all the time. Is this you? He's like, yeah, use it as much as you want. That was great. It's beautifully put together. A lot of time, a lot of work doing that. But he's also very well informed in a whole lot of other areas. And one is the love of learning peopling, which is researching how man came about. And that is what he's learned in his search for the first Americans from prehistory to the coming of the Europeans. And if you go to our website, you're going to see, if you go to coasttocoastam.com, you're going to see I'm trying to get to that page. I was on it a minute ago. You're going to see he is like front and center. Wow, MK, you are front and center on the carousel on the front page. You'll see this young guy. Who's that young? Is that your son there, MK? What's going on? I'm just kidding. He's got a good sense of humor as well. That's why I'm kidding him. Because he can't say anything yet. I haven't brought him on. But if you look at the carousel, you're going to see him right in front of where it says River Access Bluff Creek. And click on that, and you're going to go and you're going to see all these pictures that he's got for us about what he's going to be talking about tonight. So I hope that you take a look, and you'll see all these very interesting skulls, and you're going to notice the eye sockets are a little strange. You're going to notice the teeth are very strange, the back side of the skull, and he's going to tell us a whole lot more. There's a huge handprint as well, and all sorts of good stuff. He's got it for us. MK Davis, thank you so much for being with us here tonight on Coast to Coast. We really appreciate that you're here and sharing your knowledge of your in-depth photojournalist, being a photojournalist, I guess. Is that what you would call yourself?
Well, among other things, by the way, congratulations on your 7 years.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
That's no small matter.
That's right. Thank you.
No, I'm an interested person in all things. and in my pursuits, I realized, that we have a prescribed history. It's kind of sanitized and polarized and placed in the books, and not a lot of people look beyond that. But when you do, you see a lot of things that have no normal explanation. They seem to, at times, counter what is considered to be the up and up history, that's written in the books. And I just became fascinated with that. And I just became a collector of unusual and odd things that regarding peopling, which means how did people get to where they are in North America and South America. And it's just a fascinating lot of stuff to look at that just will make you scratch your head or even better, make you ask new questions. And I think that if people ask those questions and then search for those answers, I think that we'll know an awful lot more about how it came to be.
Yeah, you've got some really nice pictures for people to look at on our website, coasttocoastam.com. And I know that you have a lot of very interesting things on the Davis Report. You talk about all sorts of stuff, and you show off all sorts of things. And as I was looking through those and talking about those with you along the way, it was like, what, this guy is known for this and this and this, but, it looks like he's got some other things that you found interesting that you were talking about with me. So it was fun to be able to put that together with you to talk about something different that you have, a love for right now, which is the peopling part of it. And I know it all circles back around in so many different ways, but everything seems to be connected out there. So when, I also love the fact, and I'm going to do something with you in the future with this, is that you like to look up in the sky and get pictures. And was that the original pictures you were doing? You were taking?
Right. Astrophotography. Yeah, that's kind of what I was doing prior to getting into the Bigfoot field. Was astrophotography and taking pictures of, space objects, some extended, some planetary, just whatever struck my fancy. And I learned a good bit about film and the sort of the reclaiming of very faint things, how to do it. And when I saw a couple of really good prints from the Patterson Bigfoot film, I knew that someone had been filtering much the way you would do an astro photo, and it was such a superb image that I knew that it could not have come from a bad film. And mostly what you see on TV, at least up until that time, was shaky, grainy, dark, hard to see silhouette type films. And I said, well, there's got to be a better version of it somewhere. So I began an inquiry, and it led to me obtaining some of the best images from the film from various sources, and sort of rebuilt the film in much higher quality and much more stable. I took all the hand motion out, which the lines in the eye work together, and it's hard to interpret more than one plane of motion at a time. So when you remove everything but one plane of motion, then you can see a lot better what's going on there on the subject. And late at night, 2 or 3 in the morning, I hit the preview button after spending untold hours reconstructing the film. And my jaw just dropped. It it was such a superb film in the imagery. And it showed things that were things that we see every day in life. The biomechanics of a moving and working body. At that point in time, I knew what I was looking at was certainly had to be real. And then began another inquiry about what was the nature of what was on that film. So you go from one thing to another, and then in the process of the last 25 years, you cross over sometimes into these other areas where we're going to talk about tonight, red-haired giants. Fascinating subject, and I have delved into that, and it's a lot of good information about that. And so it's kind of dismissed as being pseudo-history, but history is history. You can't change it. So whenever good evidence pops up, that shows or demonstrates that it might actually be what happened, well, then more questions come up.
Yeah.
It's never ending.
It's true, and things are connected, and one thing does lead to the other, and the other, and the other, and another, and another, and some people, it's interesting, you go on a pathway, and you can say, yeah, I've studied this for, 10 years, and people go, well, do you know this story? No. But it doesn't mean you don't know anything about that subject. You just didn't go down that pathway to get wherever they were. And so it's great when we all get to talk and sit around and kind of share the stories as well, because there's some other connections. And along the way, we can figure out some of the missing links, I think. I know I've done that with Paul Sinclair out of the UK, and the Kinsella twins as well out of there, and several other people, just by us talking and sharing our experiences and our knowledge. And here you will really do that investigating of getting pictures and even getting your own pictures and doing a lot of comparisons and things like that. Before we get to the giants, though, if I can just go back out into space with you for a minute, did you ever see anything crazy, wild, nutty, or, anything significant that you were like, what is that?
Well, people send me things, and I've seen a few things myself, but there's been a couple of videos that were just, to me, outstanding. I can't imagine what in the world could produce the effects that you see in the videos, with such a change in direction that goes just 90 degrees without slowing down or banking or anything. And then this is at nighttime, with glowing lights. And then all of a sudden you got one or two lights, and all of a sudden you got 15. And then 2 or 3 fall away, and then 3 or 4 form again on the other side, and then you got this tremendous movement, and it's just inconceivable to me that any craft could produce those effects. Not that we consider to be a normal craft.
Now, there's a method. I remember some people telling me about it before, and I remember being able to look at a telescope when I was a kid, and I was like, man, everything's moving. Why is it moving? So when you take those pictures, you gotta move with it, whether pictures, whether it's still or video. So when we come back, we'll ask them a little bit more about that, because I definitely got to get that, because even if you're out in the wild getting something, it's moving, and it's just some really good techniques to help you get that great shot that you're looking for, that a lot of people are looking for. So we've got M.K. Davis with us, who's going to be talking about the giants and peopling in America. I'm Connie Willis. Stay with us. You're listening to Coast AM.
I'm Brian Bruman from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. The 101 freeway east of downtown LA is closed for 2.5 miles for a project to replace the 6th Street Viaduct. The closure between the 10 freeway on the south and the 510 and 101 freeway interchange to the north began Friday night and will continue until 3 p.m. today. The area will be closed again November 4th through November 6th. The work is part of the city's $588 million 6th Street Viaduct replacement project to replace a 1930s-era structure that's considered unsafe in an earthquake. Californians aged 70 and older can renew their driver's licenses without an office visit through 2022. Senior drivers have until December 31st of next year to renew their licenses and real IDs online or by mail, even if the renewal notice states a field office visit is required. The DMV continues to encourage customers to use its online and expanded virtual services to complete transactions because of the pandemic. SoCal weather from KFI, low clouds and fog in the morning, then partly cloudy by the afternoon. Low to mid-60s at the beaches, mid-60s to low 70s in Metro LA and OC. We lead local from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Brian Bruman.
Checking KFI traffic, we do have a closure in downtown LA, both directions to the 101 freeway. Shut down between the 5 and the 10 freeway. That's for road work until 6 a.m. Monday. Also, look out in the Long Beach area. We have a crash on the 9 westbound in Atlantic Avenue. That is the 3 left lanes blocked. Traffic is back to Cherry Avenue. And through Norwalk on the 605 northbound to 105, a crash there has the center lane blocked. Traffic is backed up to Rosecrans Avenue. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jonathan Wallace.
The smell was so repulsive and overpowering. Undaunted, I kept looking for the source of that awful stench. Hello, I'm John McClain, owner of Rooter Hero Plumbing. I was 18 and I needed to earn enough money to buy some good, reliable tools. Digging trenches was honest work and it paid $35 a day. So I did it. My client's main line had collapsed and the sewage gas was overwhelming. My eyes watered, but I couldn't leave my client in that condition. I learned my work ethic from my father, who was the hardest working man I've ever met. When I started Rooter Hero Plumbing, I brought that work ethic to the company. We will never leave you without solving your problem. That's why my cell phone number is on the back of every Rooter Hero business card. Call us at 866-RING-77 and we'll cable that line for $77. That's 866-RING-77. Thank you.
CO 102-88-86. Want a new set of wheels without spending hours at car dealerships? Download the Roto app. That's R-O-D-O. You can browse thousands of vehicles from your phone, buy car units, and even have it delivered. Verify quality detailability, so you know you're always getting the best price. With no hidden fees. Listen, if you're ready to buy a car, make it easy on yourself and go with Roto. Download the Roto app now or check out Roto.com. That's R-O-T-O.com.
You know those water filters in the sink I used to have one years ago? They run out of water. And now you're back to copper. Well, that doesn't happen anymore, and it won't happen to you with a White Coat Courthouse water filtration. Every single faucet in your house becomes a source of filtered delicious water. And it doesn't stop. It goes on forever if you want. That's what a White Coat Courthouse water filtration system is about. Maintenance free.
Sorry.
Directly from the factory, they provide a customized water solution for your home, including